Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we find ourselves inside the Porsche 917, the absolute thriller from S10, the car you love to hate, but you hate to love. It is a tremendous car. We're taking it to Le Mans today as part of the Make-A-Wish grind. We'll take you to the track. Car settings will be today. We're on racing hard tyres. We've got a PP of 699.97 against a target of 700. Racing hard tyres, fully customisable suspension. This is a full race car, so there's very little you can change in terms of components. Everything there is default and standard as per it comes. Customisable, fully customisable rear diff. The gear set to 555, those magic numbers that make any car drivable. Might tame it down quite significant, but we've got 200 downforce on the rear. The lowest of any race car I know in this game. 200 on the front, which is the maximum. We've got the fully customisable ECU set to 93. We've got 92 kilograms of ballast. Just push back slightly over the rear wheels at 12, and we've got 70 on the power restrictor. We have fully customisable racing transmission set to 310. That might be a little bit long for the power we've got. We'll just have to see where that goes. There is no other changes except for increased body rigidity installed. And we do have the brake balance. Let's take it to the track. And here we are, it's 30 minutes out of the 24 hours of the race. We're racing a full field of GR4s, and settings for today's race will be assist traction control on 1, default ABS, and we have counter steer assistance on strong. Controller settings, we're on a Fanatec GT Extreme. Force feedback max torque 3, force feedback sensitivity 10. The key thing about today is I've had the hot fix applied that came after the update a couple of weeks ago. So we've gone from the wheel shutting down every hour or so and disconnecting and needed to be rebooted. The latest update came through about 3 weeks ago, and what was happening was every hour or so the wheel was freezing for a moment and then coming back to life, and it's caused me some issues. It's still not perfect, and yesterday, very late last night, I managed to get the hot fix that's been supplied by Fanatec, so we should be able to have some sort of update. But with that, let's hope we can get through this next 30 minutes without any drama, and we'll give you some update on what's going on and where we are. Here we go then, folks. Let's get that fuel map down to 6. We're going to need to. We need to get a few laps out of this. If you look at it there, it was 1.9 when we started. It's now 2.5. This car has not got a lot of grip braking into corners, so we just have to be steady with the thing. There it goes. It wanted to go. Tremendous stuff. So it's not my first choice of car for the race. We're using this one because it was a request from one of our long-standing members. Somebody who supports the channel tremendously, and I asked if he had a wish or a want. Oh my word, we've been schmucked off the track by Mr. Bishop. However, one of our long-standing members said, why haven't you used it? So here it is in all its glory. Let's just have a quick double check of the weather situation. We're good there, aren't we? Fuel's going to be good by the looks of it. We'll check that in a little while. We're getting up to 180 mile an hour. That's tremendous. We didn't think it would have the legs to get this far, but 180 mile an hour from this thing, only having 400 brake horsepower, is really quite tidy. There we go. We're just up with the speed of these guys. I need to be using their draft if we can. Oh, Porsche's gone long side left. Can I get out in front of him? He's back there. There we go. Ooh, wobble, wobble. Going to brake just a little bit earlier than them because this car is wants to overtake itself. It's a lovely bright summer's day. As I say, it's got 400 brake horsepower. It's extremely light, but it's got very little downforce. We've got all the downforce on the front, all the downforce on the rear, and it needs like 10 times more than it's got. Just making our way up to 9th place, just easing past Mr. Gallo. Going to brake on the end of this white line. Get the car slowed down as much as we can. Be very careful about getting on the throttle afterwards. Where are we with fuel then? Where do we get to? 3.3. Oh, do we think we could possibly get 4 laps out of this? I wonder. Into 8th place, chasing down Mr. Mendoza. Now, I think it's Indianapolis, this corner up here. This one, we're just going to have to just lift as we go into it. Brake the car down gently, and then into 2nd gear for this corner. Mr. Mendoza doing everything he can to defend that corner. Now we should get Mr. Mendoza with some top speed. That would be fine. Okay, so we're just settling into this race here. Fuel 3.1. We want that to be 3.0 when we get to the end of this lap. There's the slide that we kind of expected from the low downforce car. Ooh, tank slapper. Wowzers. Need to slow down before you enter the corner, Widdowmaker. So we're just getting to discussing, before it upset me, what we're doing and when we're doing it. So next week, we've got the 4 hour of Spa. And I really need to get the 2nd PlayStation account up and running so I can use the PlayStation 4 as my commentary, or what you would call the spectator cam view for the full race. So this Saturday we are doing a 6-hour stream, and that 6-hour stream will be starting Gran Turismo again. And that getting Gran Turismo done again will be all about getting that PlayStation to the point where we can race online with it. And we'll also be putting it in the friends list with everybody sort of else kind of thing, won't we? We'll enjoy playing the low rank game again and modifying cars and getting it done right. I believe I've actually picked the first car, which will be good fun. I think I picked the Demio, I think. Probably the wrong one. It's been such a long time. So we then have the 4 hours of Spa. Ooh, shook that in there, didn't we? The 4 hours of Spa next Saturday, which we're hosting live on the GT Amiga stream. They're good enough to give me another go after my appalling start to the last stream, but we'll get it sorted. I've still got all the setup. We'll still enjoy it. I hope you can join us on the GT Amiga stream, just for a nosy, just to watch what we're doing. It's a 4-hour race where we're going to attempt to give the drivers a little bit of a sit-in and try and experience what a long stint means. I don't know if anybody in GT7 have actually sat through a race of 4 hours long. Try to give it a go yourself, see how it does. But with it being 4 hours, it's going to be a long old stint. We might get some disconnects, which will be a perfect opportunity to test the setup, test the guys out with the routine we need for getting people back up and running if anybody disconnects. We want to keep as many people in the race. We don't want people to drop out. But with that, we also have a big announcement for the Saturday the 8th of June. And I might have told you a couple of weeks ago that there might be the opportunity to go to the American Speed Fest to support Jack Davidson and the Amiga Media Bus. The truck has been out for the first time to Brands Hatch this last week or so. Hasn't been out since before COVID days, was the last time, 2019. So the media truck contains a couple of test rigs that people can see GT Amiga wares and have a little go, test out the product, the race rigs, the Moser setup, and also to get the chance to see the hydro circuit from Glasgow on Assetto Corsa, which will be tremendous. We're going to be down there supporting Jack Davidson in the Euro NASCAR. So if anybody is in the area and you want a good day of American sport speed stuff, you know, big American muscle cars, a day of music, it's the whole weekend. We're just going for the Saturday. There'll be somebody else there on the Sunday. But we're going to go down. We're going to try and promote it on all platforms. Just try and get ourselves out there, get ourselves be known. And well, that's us for Saturday. And then we're back up. And then the following week, it is the Le Mans weekend. So we're racing at Spa in the league race next week. So we've got Spa Tuesday, Spa Friday, Spa Saturday. Just to give the guys a good run into the circuit so they know what they're doing, know what cars they're using. And we'll be able to... Oh, here's the rain. Need to see what the rain's doing. It doesn't look too bad. What's the fuel like? That's the question. 2.2 laps. I think we're going to be alright. I think we might get 4 laps in. Do we need tyres though? I think we're going to make it through the gap. I don't think the big stuff's going to be a problem, but there is some stuff hanging around the back. We're going to have to test it. We're going to have to try it. I don't think... Oh, Mr. McEwen's gone to the pits. We're going to slide up the inside of Mr. Kawakami in the Lexus. Concentrating, it's immensely difficult. So this car is really quite twitchy. We're 21 seconds off the lead. We're in 4th place, which is probably not that bad actually. Chasing down Mr. Healy, and here comes the rain. Who am I to disagree? Itchy nose. So as we charge down here, we're going to see what kind of speed we get to out of the draft. 170. But he just needs to be careful in this rain. It's going to come down quite extensively. That's quite a pocket of rain we're about to go in. The rain is showing on the gauge. On there, on the left-hand side of the screen as you look at it. We've got the car in. We're 20 seconds behind these boys in front. I don't suppose we're going to catch them much. Oh, we're going faster. Mr. Yamanaka has the fastest lap of the race, a 4:13.4. Ours is a 4:18. Let's double check fuel. 1.8 laps. We're going to be good, I think. I don't think we're going to have much drama with the fuel. It's the rain that's worrying me. No, it looks like we could break through this cloud. It looks like the front might have been the heavy stuff right at the start. It looks like it's really quite backed off, which is tremendous. We could be doing okay here. This is lap 3, of course. So there is just 4 weeks this weekend. 4 weeks on Saturday before we start the big do. That's 28 days. Oh my lord. I know Big Popper's been counting down the last couple of days. But it's 28 days away. 29 days away as we stand today. And it's like, oh my. It's getting closer. We so far have 7 teams confirmed. Though one of those might not make it. The Widdowmaker 2 team is looking for drivers. It doesn't have to be the Widdowmaker 2 team. It just has to be another team. We are 2 drivers short. We could potentially run 2 teams of 2 drivers, which could work. That could be what people want to do that arrive at my Widdowmaker Towers. We could run a team of 3. One person could solo if they wanted to. As a team of 3, we would support them as well. But I really would think I'd like to run. We might run as a team of 4. You never know. We'll we'll just have to see which way it went, see how it goes. 20 seconds off the lead. Where are we? Fuel-wise. 1.3. I'm just going to ease off just a little bit so we don't lose the car through this corner. Still 20 seconds down. Mr. Widdowmaker and Mr. Portilla should be going to the pits, one expects. They should be pitting. They're not going to be far off. .4 seconds, so making just a few little gains on them. There's Widdowmaker in. Portilla won't be far behind. There he goes. So the softs led the hards into the pits. We're going to thrash it round for one more lap. Let's get back on that rain map. Make sure we can see what's coming and what isn't. Now there's a big gap coming, so it looks like the rain is coming to an end. Ooh, straddle that sausage. Ooh. We're pitting the end of this lap. Fastest lap of the race, Mr. Widdowmaker at 4:13.4. We're not that quick. We're not going to set a fastest lap on this lap because we're pitting in. We're in the 4:17s. Just 5.6 seconds ahead of Mr. Hayward. Mr. McEwen in third, Portilla fourth, Widdowmaker fifth. So those two have got in and out the pits, back into third and fourth place. Sorry, fourth and fifth place. Mr. Blazan in sixth, Mr. Mangiano in seventh, Mr. Bishop, who, well, gave us a little bit of an incident at the start, but we'll just ignore that. What else have we got to talk to you about? Plans for the off-season, as you'll have noticed in the league racing, a large contingent of racers from a team called 420 Motorsport have arrived with us. They're filling up all the available places in the race, and they're really quite competitive, really quite keen to get racing, get stuck in. And I've offered them the opportunity of choosing a couple of in off-season races, so they've decided on a couple of race formats that they want to go for. See if we can encourage our drivers to branch out a little bit, give them a bit of variety, something else to play with. And then we're going to take some lead on where we want to go next season, what we want to do. And as always, I'll take invites from the crowd as well in terms of what do you want to see, what racing do you want to do. We've done a lot of GR3, a lot of GR4. We're doing GR1s this time round purely for Le Mans. If we did GR1s, everybody'd be in the FAP, so I don't think there's any point in returning to those. We're going to look at doing some one-make races in the off-season. The guys at 420 have offered that we could do some free setup racing, which we've done before with the Civic Touring car and the Mini, the new Mini, the BMW Mini. I think the idea is that we work on a setup and share the setup, and then people tweak the setup to suit themselves. So where are we fuel-wise? We've got no rain. It's 0.4 of a lap, so we've got to pit this time round. We can't forget we're 7.5 seconds ahead of Mr. Hayward. The fuel is looking a little bit desperate, I must admit. There we go, pushing on. And we're diving into the pits. We really haven't used as much fuel as I thought we would coming through there. So the car is, the track is actually just drying up very well. It's not even wet round here. There's no wet at all where I'm driving. Right, we're in. We're not going to change tyres. We're just going to take the fuel. We've got 12 minutes 50 seconds remaining, which says 3 laps to me. So we're gonna complete the race in 7. If we're doing 4:20s, what the lap times were we doing? We're doing 4:18s, 4:17s. That would mean we'd need something like 13 minutes to get round, so we're not going to do it. I can't absolutely throw a blinder in unless I take all 4 laps of fuel and turn the fuel map up. But this car would be exceptionally quick, wouldn't it? Should we do that? Took all 4 laps. Let's do that. There's the fuel map turned up. We want that to be 3 laps of fuel. And if we get to the end of this lap and it's not showing 2 laps of fuel, we'll turn it up again. We've come out in 3rd place, just 7 seconds behind the leader, which is really good. Mr. Yamanaka, Mr. Portilla, we will chase them down. Just got to go steady. Now I've got to just check for rain. The original rain is disappearing off to the top left-hand corner. We can see that, northwest quadrant. Yeah, nothing else on the rain radar there, is there? No. So fuel map, it's showing 4 laps, so I'm going to change it to 3. Fuel map 3 and see if that's going to show 2 laps. I don't want it to show 2 laps. I do want it to show 2 laps, but I'm going to have to turn it down. I want the fastest lap next time round, so what I'm probably going to do is put it up to fuel map 1 and see where we go. And then we can slow it down a bit when we get there. This is a rather tidy race. I didn't expect to be able to keep it on the track, to be honest. I think we've been quite lucky with the rain. The track's really dried out well, but it looks damp still. So let's have a look at the rain radar. Is there anything coming? I can't see anything. Back to fuel. 3.3. Not entirely sure whether it's going to be fair to us, the fuel gauge. But we're doing okay. Our fastest lap of 4:17.645, and we are absolutely hooning up to the back door of Mr. Portilla. We're just going to lift up as we come here to this corner, which I think is Indianapolis. Front end goes loose as we tuck underneath his rear wing. It's a huge rear wing. Not going to upset him by poking our nose down the inside. There we go, we've got the acceleration with the full beans. 2.7 laps remaining as we get round to here. As we enter the Porsche curve, so we're just going to brake a little bit excessively. Mr. Yamanaka's done the same thing. He's overslowed the car. I think he's got much more downforce than we have. We've tonked that wall. I hope there's no penalty for that. Oh, the back end's just letting go. Here we go. we didn't really want to cut up his inside, did we? That wouldn't have been fair. We just overran that corner. So here we go then. First attempt at a 4:13.4. Fuel is at 2.4 laps. We are good. We've used 1.6 laps of fuel in that lap, which frightens me to death. Right, Mr. Yamanaka. Let's see if we can tuck into the slipstream and go for it. Let's check for rain. We've got rain, top right hand corner, northeast quadrant. It looks like it's going away from us. It doesn't look like that's coming towards us. 180 mile an hour as we rattling down to what is Motorsport Forza Complex. Here we go, this chicane is named after the great Forza game. And we're purple, first split. That's tremendous. Need to look at fuel. 1.8 laps. Kind of okay, aren't we? Kind of okay. 180 mile an hour down here? No, not yet. We are now 3 seconds of the lead, and we're going all the way to the end. Helicopters back out. 1.5 seconds purple. We're probably using just a little bit too much gas. There's 1.5. We're going to have to back off because we can't be at well, we need to be at 1.5 at this corner here. There's the sunshine about to come pouring back out. There it is. As we come throttling through, 2.6 seconds clear. That's tremendous. Fuel at 1.4. We have to be careful. 5 seconds clear of Yamanaka. 5 seconds remaining on the clock, which means we'll do this in about we'll probably be a minute over the 30 when we get round. There's no way we can win this in 6. Oh, we've spun it. We're only 6. We didn't hit a wall. For the first time, I wasn't particularly cautious coming through Indianapolis. I think it's Indianapolis. I know it's named after a major American race circuit. Only 3 seconds in the lead. 1.2 laps of fuel. We're going to have to back off a bit more. That's the fastest lap gone, isn't it? Ah. Shucks. 1.1 laps on the fuel. Back to fuel map 6. Lucky. And a penalty just to make it difficult. And this is the trick with this car. It is extremely difficult to drive. The setup and the settings are just not great. Downforce isn't tremendous. We've got help aids on. And it still wants to fight us all the way. But as we say, is it the car or is it the driver? We'll go with the driver. But as we know from S10, it is not the most forgiving of cars. Right then, final lap. Mr. Yamanaka goes to the pits. We've got 3:43 to get round. There's a 4:14.904, so we're not 3 seconds off our time. If it wasn't for that, we'd lost it. We've got 1.0 on the fuel gauge. 1.0 for the laps remaining. Mr. McEwen is coming through. Is Mr. McEwen going to make it all the way through to come in second? We are 23 seconds ahead, so we've got as much distance as we need, I believe, to be able to make this a safe victory. The one stop, no tyre change is certainly enough to get us through. So McEwen, Haywood, Portilla in 4th, Yamanaka in 5th, Gallows in the pits in 6th. He's just released. Blazan's come through. Gallows just released himself. Healy's coming through. It's all happening down there in the mid-pack. On the brakes, we've got this half-second penalty to shed, which isn't going to be tremendously difficult to get rid of. Just a frustration. 0.8 on the fuel. We're 1.5 seconds down, so let's get that fuel map back up. Let's see if we can get that. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if there is something in it for us. 0.7. Let's see what we get when we get to this next timing zone. .6 on the fuel. We'll get timing. We're down to 0.5. We'll get timing just as we go round, after we go round this final corner. Try and understand where we are. 0.5. We're 3 seconds down. We're not going to get the fastest lap for sure. We're not. It immediately dropped to 0.4, which is a shame. We blew that, didn't we? Driver error. Back into purple by 0.1. Oh, we're going to have half a second penalty here. Let's see if we can get that fastest lap. Come on, it's there now. It's there to be taken. We've got 0.2 on the fuel, he says. 0.2. I don't know. I don't know if we can push all the way at this point. Fuel warning comes up as the back end starts to slip out. .1 on the fuel. I'm not going to back off just yet. Let's see if we can make it. There it is, a full 13. We might have done it. All right at the death. Did we gain control of the car enough to actually put that through and put the fastest lap in? You have to admit, though, it's a great looking car. Another car in a Gulf livery, which actually really cheeky to me that. We actually slipped a car in with the Gulf livery on the last one. Wow, I could get a Gulf livery t-shirt now. There we are, the 917K 70 in 30 minutes 29. Fastest lap of the race on lap 7. 4:13, 318 went to Widdowmaker. The slowest there, Mr. Lopez, 2:38.805 behind. So it is a definite winner, this car. It always has been. It's just so difficult to drive. 825,000 credits with a clean race bonus. Runs us up to nearly 24 million. We're building that credits. There you have it. 4-star ticket for the day. Everything you need. And there we have it, folks. Well, I hope that's been a good update for you. The videos are going to tick along. We've got 10 to do in the next month. So I've really got to get on with them. And then we've got to do the final race. but they've been drip feeding, which isn't too bad. There you have it, another opportunity. If anybody's got any other suggestions that fit this class of racing for the Le Mans tribute races, I'm more than happy to take your suggestions. But we'll see you on the next one, folks. All the best, you take care, look after yourselves. See you then.